Hi guys, today I would like to talk about how to make a plan for V-neck Raglan sweater. There's no actual knitting. However, once you know how to make a plan, you can knit this for any sizes you want. So you must watch this part 1 video first. Let's get started. Okay, so let's make a plan. I'm gonna actually focus on just the V-neck part because that's the problem for everybody. Everybody wants to knit different sizes or same size but shorter or deeper V-neck. Everybody has different preference. So I'm gonna talk about V-neck. Everything else is super easy. First of all, you really have to knit swatch. The swatch is sample to find out your knitting tension. At least 4 by 4 inch because you have to count stitches and rows within 4 inch. So slightly bigger than 4-inch square would be better, right? Okay, this is not my swatch, but I just want to show you how to count. So you knit the swatch and then you count across within 4 inch. How many stitches you have across and the height as well. Across is stitches and the height will be rows. Don't pull, just leave it there nicely and then count stitches across and count rows for height. That's what you need to do first. My gauge was 18 stitches and 25 rows within 4 inches. Now I'm gonna go grab the round neck Raglan sweater. Here, this is Raglan round neck Christmas sweater. I recently knitted it. Round Raglan line, 2 front and 2 back. I usually increase around the Raglan line. So 8 stitches I increase at the same time. And there you go. This is my front piece and sleeves for both. And then back piece. Same as V-neck. You have to find out the round neck cast on number first. And what's the difference between round neck and V-neck is front part. The front part for V-neck is, you know what I'm saying, the V-neck instead of round neck. So you have to get rid of front piece cast on. That's how you think. Then create V-neck instead of knitting round. Okay, so let's go back to my V-neck. The V-neck starts from front raglan line, like that. Supposed to knit round. So right there, 2 raglan line, right? So my round neck was that big, supposed to be. But get rid of the front piece stitch, then create V-neck instead, right? So now you kind of have some idea, right? If the round neck is smaller, V neck gets smaller. If the round neck is bigger, the V neck is wider and deeper. Do you get that? That's how you adjust the V neck. One way, I should say. The back piece stitch count is same as front piece. Front and back start with same stitch count. Another word, the half of the V-neck is half of the back piece stitch count. This side is half of back piece stitch count, and this side half of the back stitch count. So again, if the stitch count is bigger to start with, the V-neck is wider and deeper. And you always have to think about the rib you create as well. Okay? I'll show you this one. This is smaller round neck to start. That's why the V-neck is quite smaller and shorter because of the half of the back stitch count, right? So I didn't add too many rib height either. There you go. Can you actually see how, the difference, the size difference, right? So you really have to make a plan carefully. How do you want? Include the rib, okay? If you don't think about the adding rib, you will be choked, right? So now I want to show you a little bit more detail how to make a plan, because you need to do a lot of math. It's simple math, but you need to do this, okay? Because you have to figure it out how deep it will be, sort of thing. So you must watch until the end. Okay, so V-neck Raglan sweater, let's make a plan together. If you don't understand and you're not good at math, you can actually leave your comment or question in my comment section below. Page 1. The base would be your round neck opening cast on number. As I told you earlier, you have to think as round neck sweater first, right? And this determines how wide and how deep your V-neck will be. So you really have to be careful. Again, the wider opening creates wider and deeper V-neck. And the pre-cast on number should be multiple of 6. What's the pre-cast on number? This is round neck cast on number. Is the pre-cast on. It's not final cast on number. So I already kind of talk about this, right? So you should be okay. And next, let's talk about swatch. The swatch is your sample to find out your knitting tension, at least 4 by 4. I have 18 stitches across and 25 rows in height. So I have 18 stitches, width 4 inch, and 25 rows, width 4 inch. This is important. And my desired neck round opening is 22. My actual neck size is only 12. And I want to get bigger and wider V-neck, so I add 10 inches, so 22. So my math is 4 inch versus 22 inch. My desired neck size, right? So equal 18 stitches versus X stitch. This X stitch should be pre-cast on number. This is how you think. 2 outside number multiply 4 times X stitch has to be equal inside of 2 number multiply, which is 22 times 18. So X equal 22 times 18 divide by 4. That's how you do your gauge math. Then X equal 99. This is my pre-cast on number. However, pre-cast on number must be multiple of 6. So what's the close number of 99? 96, 102, or 108, well, and so on. And I picked 108 cast on number because, like I said, I want to get wider and deeper V-neck. So 108 I picked. Now let's find out your magic number, my magic number, which is base number. Okay, I usually use the word magic number. It's easy. Pre-cast on number is 108, my number. The magic number is the whole pre-cast on number divided by 6. That's it. For me, 108 divided by 6 is 18. You know, this number must be multiple of 6, so obviously you can divide by 6. So my magic number is 18. This is very important, and I will tell you why divided by 6 for the magic number. Can you see the, my drawing? Okay, so 108, my round neck. I divide by 4 sections like that, but I don't divide 4 sections evenly. Well, 2 sleeve has to be same stitch count, right? But the front piece and back piece is bigger than sleeves, obviously. So I divide 6 sections first, and sleeve I only need 1 for both sides, and front I need 2 sections each. So if you add it up, that'll be 6. Magic number times 1 here, 1 sleeve, and the other side same 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And back piece 2 section and 2 section and 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6. That's why I divided by 6. Then take 1 each for sleeve and take 2 each for front and back. That's why multiple of 6 and divided by 6 to find out your magic number. All right? And now let's talk about the real V-neck cast on, but this is not final. And I just told you earlier, right? V-neck, super easy, just to get rid of front piece from pre-cast on. So easy. My pre-cast on number is 108. And my front piece is magic number times 2. So 36. So let's subtract 108 minus 36. That's my front piece part equal 72. So my cast on number for V-neck, okay, is 72. That's how you figured it out. But again, this is not final. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. I will talk about it later. All right? And next, I want to talk about the deepness for my V-neck. Okay, so I got rid of front piece, but these numbers are same as back piece. So back piece divided by 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18 stitch for each side of the V-neck. Right? And I will increase 1 stitch every 4 rows for both sides. Increase 1 stitch every 4 rows for each side. So to increase 18 stitch total, right, each side, you will need total of 18 stitch times 4 equal 72 rows to finish the half of V-neck shape. So from the start, you have to increase 1 stitch every 4 rows, and you need to knit 72 rows to complete the V-neck increasing. Another word, if you have a bigger cast on number, you will have a bigger back piece stitch. So you will knit more rows to finish this V-neck, which is wider and deeper. That's why I said this round neck pre-cast on number is very important for this V-neck. But if you don't want to have bigger cast on number to start with, however, you want to have a deeper V-neck. It's not selfish to think that way. It's easy, okay? So 18 stitch and 72 rows is not enough. Deeper. What am I supposed to do? Easy. Okay. So 72 rows, which is every 4 rows, I increase 18 stitch, right? So then why don't you increase 1 stitch every 6 rows instead of 4 rows? There you go. So you have to increase 18 stitch, same as the other side, times 6 equal 108. So you will ended up knit 108 rows to finish this V-neck, because now you increase 1 stitch every 6 rows. It's gonna be much deeper. That's how you think. And why not 5 rows every 5 rows? Well, because 5 means you have to increase on wrong side. I don't want you to do that. That's why 6 rows. Now, let's figure it out. The final cast on number for V-neck. You need to add 2 stitch for front piece, 1 inch each. Because you have to have stitch there to start to increase. So the final cast on is, okay, pre-cast on minus magic number times 2 plus 2 stitch. For me, 108 minus 36 plus 2, which is 72 plus 2 equal 74. Okay, this is my final cast on number for V-neck. So this means you will increase magic number minus 1 stitch in total for half of your V-neck. For me, 18 minus 1 equals 17 stitches total. I have to increase for my V-neck because I already put the 1 stitch each side, right? This has to be same as back stitch count. So now let's make sure this is what you want. Is this deep enough for your V-neck or not? Okay. Then my gauge kicks in again. My gauge 4 inch by 4 inch, 18 stitch by 25 rows. Now I need this 25 rows. I have to increase 17 stitch in total of every 4 rows, which is 68 rows to complete my V-neck, right? So 4 inch versus X inch, because I don't know how deep now, equal 25 rows my gauge versus 68 rows that I'm going to knit. So inside 2 numbers and outside 2 numbers has to be equal. 25 times X, 25X equal 4 times 68. X equal 4 times 68 divided by 25, which is 10.88. About 11 inch deep from top. That's how deep it's going to be. Is that enough? If that's not enough or not sure, let's figure it out. If you increase every 6 rows instead of every 4 rows. Same method. Okay, so now I have to knit 102 rows because 17 times 6 is 102. So 4 inch versus X inch, I don't know, equal 25 rows times 102 rows. 25X equal 4 times 102. X equal 4 times 102 divided by 25. X equals 16.32, about 16.5 inch deep from top. That's too deep for me. So I decide I am going to increase 17 stitch every 4 rows. So if you're not sure, you kind of have to, do little math and compare. And if you don't like both, now you have to actually go back from the beginning. Maybe the round neck is not deep enough or too big, something like that. So summary, make your own swatch, important, and take your gauge, knitting tension, and start with round neck opening, right? And find out about your final cast on number for V-neck. And after that, make sure your V-neck is deep enough, and if not, adjust cast on number or change how to increase from every 4 rows to 6 rows. And let's cast on and prepare. My magic number is 18. Cast on number is 74. After cast on, you have to do setup row, wrong side, all purl with place the markers, okay? And this is very important. Everybody, first one and last stitch has to be purl one, okay? Make purl one and slide the marker A and purl magic number times 1 and slide marker B. And next, purl magic number times 2. This is your back. Then slide marker C and purl magic number times 1. Then slide marker D and purl 1. For me, purl 1, A, then, oops, sorry about that. Let's go back. Sorry about that. There you go. My sleeve and back piece and marker C and another sleeve, marker D, sorry, and then purl 1 at the end. Okay? So, this is what you need to do after the cast on. All right? So, next, I will show you how to increase. Okay, I'm gonna actually use different yarn because it's easy for you to see. My yarn, it's a little, tough to see what I'm doing, especially the increasing part. So I just actually put the markers, just whatever. So I just want to show you the technique I use for increasing. So just knit one, and I'm going to do make one left. Make one left is actually pick up the 2 stitch down previous row, the left side of the stitch, and hook onto left needle like that. Just left needle straight in front of the right needle, and then knit one there. This is make one left 2. 2 means 2 stitch down. Okay, and I will do make one right this time, right side of the marker, right? So make one right. You don't have to knit right away, just to pick up the right side of the previous stitch like that and hook onto left needle, okay? And then knit that extra stitch, then knit original one. So I create one extra stitch, which means I increase. So left side of the marker, okay? So left side, which is I can't not grab the left stitch like that. So you have to knit first. Knit original first, right? And that's the stitch I just create, right? So you have to pick up one more down. That's why I write make one left two in the the pattern to make sure. I just did the make one left two. So now I'm going to knit until one stitch before the marker. Then right side of the marker, I have to do make one right. So make one right, just pick up the previous stitch. There we go. And then knit the extra and knit original. Easy. And make one left two, knit original first, and then two stitch down, pick up, then knit. That's about it. So when I say make one right, do the make one right. When I say make one left, make one left. That's about it. Okay? So now let's move on to knitting part. The knitting part will be two parts, part 2 and part 3. Part 2 start from the neck until finish the whole body, and part 3 I'm talking about the sleeves and v-neck. And I'm not going to talk about any of this, making a plan thing. I'm going to just move on to knitting part. So you really have to make a plan before you start and make sure that's what you want or not. And remember, you have to think about the neck rib. All right? Otherwise, maybe you can't really knit much rib. All right? So, see you in part 2.